Imagine running a marathon, training, running the marathon, coming in stone last, and then celebrating your last place. What's it got to do with school leadership? What can we learn from it? Coming up right after this. I'm a big fan of the Olympics. Every 4 years, I enjoy watching athletes compete at the highest level of competition. I enjoy seeing them strive to meet their personal bests, to be standing on the podium with their gold medal around their necks. It's an exciting, dynamic time for sport. I'm always in awe at the amount of work and training that must have gone in for any athlete to achieve Olympic qualification. Even that person who comes in stone last is still among the best athletes in the world in their chosen discipline. But I do sometimes feel for those who have trained so hard, who have worked so hard, made many hours of personal sacrifice, and they still come in stone last. And today I want to share a story with you about a gentleman from Tanzania. His name was John Stephen Akhwari, and in 1968 in Mexico City, he had qualified, the only athlete in this event from his country, qualified for the marathon. This gentleman lined up with all the starting athletes. The gun set the athletes off, and they began the 42-kilometer marathon. About halfway into the race, he tripped and fell as he was jostling for position, and he badly injured his leg. I'm not sure if it was a hamstring, an ankle, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that he was at a distinct disadvantage now. He was in incredible pain. He couldn't really run. And when people rushed onto the road to help him, he refused their assistance. He said, "No, I don't need your help. I don't need your assistance. I want to finish the race." And for what amounted to essentially half of the 42 kilometers, John Akhwari hobbled his way back to Mexico City's Olympic Stadium. By the time he got there, the majority of the spectators had left. Those who were in the stadium remaining heard the sound of police sirens, they heard the sound of applause, and as they watched in amazement, they saw a lone athlete coming through the stadium gates and entering into the main arena. Hobbling along in obvious agony, they saw John Akhwari finish the Olympic marathon. An incredible feat of endurance and grit. When asked by a news reporter why he had persevered and not just given up, John Akhwari said this. He said, "My country did not send me 11,000 kilometers to start the race. My country sent me 11,000 kilometers to finish the race." Now I wonder sometimes how we as school leaders, how easy it is for us to give up when the going is tough. I've discovered an alarming category of videos on YouTube which go along the lines of why I quit teaching. And sometimes that's related to an area, a country, a school district. But people are making videos as to why they quit teaching. And they speak about the difficulties of state legislated curriculum. They speak about funding concerns. They speak about salary challenges. They speak about discipline and class management difficulties. And I'm pretty sure that, although I haven't seen any, I'm pretty sure there are plenty of school administrators, school principals, who have at one point or another thrown in the towel, or even considered throwing in the towel, because life just got tough. There's no doubt that school leadership is difficult. There's no doubt that it comes with challenges. It comes with moments when we think, why on earth did we ever choose this career for ourselves? The reality, however, is that if we are truly going to be the champions of leading educational change in our communities, if we are truly going to be the ones who lead effective school communities, we are going to have the courage to stand up, step up, lead up. We're going to have the courage to stand up when the going gets tough. Those times when we've fallen, those times when we have been the victims of parental abuse. Not that that is acceptable, please don't mishear me, but those times may well happen. There are going to be times when we struggle with funding, when our school struggles to provide what is needed, when our teachers complain about real issues of terms of class discipline, class management, student discipline. But I do not believe that any of these challenges should be ones that cause us to throw in the towel. We should take a leaf out of John Aquari's book, pick ourselves up and finish. Even if it feels as if we're coming in last, even if it feels like the crowds have left the stadium, we need to pick ourselves up and continue. Why would we do this? We do it because I do believe that teaching is a calling, and I do believe that when we put up our hands to lead a school, that comes with the good and the bad times. We know that there are plenty of good moments in school leadership. We know that there's those moments when we go, yes, this is why I do this job. But let's also be realistic for a moment and admit that there are times when the going is really tough. And it's in those moments that we need to dig deep, really deep at times. We need to call on the help of other people. We need to be in connection with fellow principals. We need to have somebody who we can talk to. And we need to keep hold of the bigger picture. We need to remind ourselves why we went into this profession in the first place, despite the fact that we might find ourselves at the bottom of a very deep hole. Now, please don't misunderstand me here. I'm not saying this is easy. It certainly isn't. But I would encourage those of you listening, as I encourage myself at times, to look beyond the discomfort and to see that bigger picture. It is the principals who persevere through the difficult times who often will be the ones who make the biggest impact. They will be the ones who understand when teachers find it hard. They'll be the ones who are going to be the understanding, the empathetic school leader when school teachers come and complain about the difficult student, the unreasonable parent. These things happen. But it would be a sad day if we decided to give it all up just because we're having a bad week, month, year. I think our calling is bigger than that. I think that it's important for us to keep going, to pick ourselves up, and to continue making a difference in our communities. Yes, school leadership can be hard. Yes, school leadership will stretch us at times in ways we never thought we could be stretched. And yes, there are going to be times when we even question our own sanity. Believe me, I've done that a few times. But ask yourself this: why am I getting up in the morning? Why do I pick myself up, get in my vehicle, go to school every day, and face the challenges that await? Ask yourself that question. And if your answer has anything to do with leading educational efficacy in your school, if it has to do with making a difference in children's lives, if it means making an impact on the people whom you lead, then I would say keep going. Keep going. The world, our community needs strong school leaders. People who know what it means to persevere. People who know what it means to put their heads down and to keep going strong. So I encourage you today to keep doing that. Don't give up. Don't throw in the towel. Take a lesson from John Aquari in 1968, who, without the help of any fellow athletes, without the help of officials, managed to finish a 42-kilometer Olympic marathon despite being injured halfway through the race. His example should be an inspiration to us all. And although we may not be physically running a 42-kilometer race, believe me, I won't be doing that, we run a race of a different sort. Let's support each other. Let's encourage one another. Let's be there for one another in both the good times and the bad. Now folks, if you have enjoyed this third episode of the Driving Thoughts series in Head Thoughts, can I encourage you please to subscribe? That means that you will always get these latest videos to your inbox. You can also click the little bell notification, and that'll make sure that you're notified when a new video is posted. And folks, please spread the word. Let others know of these videos so that we can learn and grow together. I wish you all the very best. Take care.